Title: At the party, her gorgeous coworker took me aside. Your wife, she's with our boss. She bent in. Forget her. Wanna run off with me? Right now? My easiest choice. No regrets. I was already holding a drink I didn't need when she touched my elbow. Light, casual, like a secret. The music was too loud, the chandelier too bright, laughter spilling over itself, a celebration of promotions and power, the kind of party where people smile with their teeth and measure each other's worth in glances. She leaned in close enough that I could smell her perfume, clean, expensive, intentional. Your wife, she said softly, eyes flicking toward the balcony. She's with our boss. The words didn't land like a slap, they slid in, clean, precise. I didn't turn my head, I already knew where to look. She bent in, the coworker continued, voice almost kind. Like this, like she's done it before. A pause. Forget her. Wanna run off with me? Right now? I remember thinking how strange it was that my heartbeat didn't change. No spike, no panic, just clarity. It was the easiest choice of my life, and no, not the one she thought I was making. I had loved my wife quietly, intentionally, the way you love someone you plan to grow old with. We weren't fireworks, we were foundations, Sunday mornings with no alarms, shared jokes that never needed explaining, a marriage built on the small things, notes on the counter, her coffee exactly the way she liked it, my jackets always disappearing into her side of the closet. She used to say she trusted me because I was predictable. I thought it was a compliment. We met before ambition hardened her edges, before she learned how useful charm could be, before her laughter became a currency. I supported her climb, celebrated her promotions, listened to her complain about her boss, how demanding he was, how brilliant, how exhausting. She never mentioned how closely he stood when he talked to her, or how often she stayed late. I didn't notice at first because I wasn't looking for betrayal. I was looking at her. That's the mistake. The signs were subtle, always are. A phone turned face down, a password changed for security, a sudden interest in looking perfect for work drinks. I told myself it was nothing, told myself trust meant silence. Then one night she came home glowing, not tired, not stressed, alive. She kissed me like she was apologizing for something she hadn't confessed yet. That was the night the planning started. Not consciously, not yet, but something in me shifted from loving husband to silent observer. I began noticing patterns, times, names. I stopped asking questions. I started listening. The proof didn't come dramatically. No lipstick on collars, no late-night confessions. It came in fragments. A calendar invite synced incorrectly to our shared tablet, a receipt for a hotel bar she claimed she'd never been to, a voicemail she forgot to delete, just laughter and a man saying her name like it belonged to him. I remember sitting alone in the dark, replaying it once, not twice. Once was enough. Pain is loud at first. It wants to scream, to confront, to destroy everything in its path. But pain, when ignored, becomes something else. It becomes focus. I didn't confront her. That surprised even me. Instead, I documented. I installed nothing illegal. I broke no laws. I simply paid attention in a way I never had before. I hired a professional, not to stalk, but to confirm. Discretion has a price. I paid it gladly. Photos, dates, locations, patterns. Meanwhile, I smiled. I cooked dinner. I asked about her day. She told me lies without effort. That hurt more than the affair. I learned everything about her boss, his weaknesses, his ego, his appetite. A married man with a reputation carefully buried under NDAs and corporate bonuses. He liked control, liked secrecy, liked women who admired him. He underestimated loyalty, and he never considered the man at home. I met with a lawyer quietly. Not divorce, yet. Strategy. Assets were separated subtly, accounts rearranged, clauses understood. I prepared not to leave, but to remove. Back at the party, the coworker waited for my answer. Her confidence was impressive, her timing impeccable. I finally looked at her. She wasn't cruel, she wasn't malicious, she was offering me an escape hatch. I smiled, thanked her. "Not tonight," I said. Her expression flickered, confusion, then pity. She thought I was choosing my wife. In a way, I was, just not how she imagined. I waited until the quarterly board meeting, the one my wife had bragged about for weeks, the one where promotions were decided. I sent the evidence anonymously, not to HR, to compliance, to the board chair's private address. I timed it to arrive mid-presentation while my wife stood at the podium, while her boss sat behind her. I watched the live stream from my office, the pause, the whispers, the color draining from her face. He was escorted out first, she followed minutes later. The room stayed silent. Power doesn't shout when it shifts, it settles. She came home early that day, didn't speak, didn't cry. She sat across from me at the kitchen table and finally understood something she should have known from the start. I wasn't angry, I was finished. She tried explanations, then apologies, then tears. I let her talk. When she was done, I slid the papers across the table, prepared, clean, final. Her hands shook, mine didn't. Her career stalled, permanently. His marriage imploded, loudly. The company issued statements, neutral, cold. I moved out 2 weeks later, not because I had to, but because I wanted the quiet. The coworker texted once, just once, "You okay?" I replied honestly, "I'm better than I've ever been." Sometimes I think about that moment at the party, the music, the lights, the choice she thought she offered me. Running away would have been easy. Revenge required discipline, and restraint is its own kind of power. I don't regret a single step, because I didn't lose her, she lost me, and that was the part she never saw coming.